What's up, guys? Brian here, and we are going to react to Courtney Ryan reacting to Jubilee's 30 versus 1 dating app in real life. So basically, they're doing the swipe left, swipe right in real life. Pretty funny. Let's check it out.
If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and I'm back at it with another reaction video today, specifically reacting to the Jubilee YouTube channel. So I found this video, 30 versus 1 dating app in real life. And the reason why I chose this video specifically is because I think dating apps are incredibly interesting, and I think it is crazy the way that they've changed dating as a whole and kind of the way that we just view each other and dating in general. So it'll be interesting to see, if the person swiping, swipes as easily in person as she would online. But yeah, I also think that sometimes a photo online does not do people justice, and if you saw someone in person and got to talk to them or,
It definitely doesn't do them justice because a lot of times these women are like putting makeup on and they're putting filters on top. If a girl has filters on every photo, no, don't even talk to her. She's hiding something. There's an issue. If there's no full body picture, there's an issue. She's hiding something. So we'll keep going.
Interact with them, it might be totally different, and you could really miss out on some great people on a dating app just because you were so easily persuaded by their first photo. And we do it so quickly, it's like instant gratification to the extreme on a dating app. So it'll be interesting to see how that translates into kind of a real life experiment situation. So let's get started.
This is a little intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm about to get the shit beat out of me.
Swiping 30 girls.
This is gonna be weird.
Oh.
This is gonna be real weird.
They're just leaving a hang.
I've used a couple. Everything from Tinder, Coffee Meets Bagel, Bumble. I don't think it's weird to meet someone.
Coffee Meets Bagel. I've never heard of that one. Have you guys used that? Let me know down below.
Okay, so yeah, I've used Coffee Meets Bagel. A lot of times in a lot of cities, there's not very many people on it, and it seems to be kind of more professional people. I've met like girls, women who are like doctors, who maybe just got out of med school kind of thing. Seems to be like a lot of professionals, lawyers, doctors, PhD students, stuff like that. But some cities, there's not hardly anybody on it.
Online, I think it's more you just need to go into it open and with the possibility of meeting someone cool.
Oh, this reminds me of the cringe video.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I would be so nervous. Oh my goodness.
This is really awesome.
Oh. While he's swiping, let me know if you guys agree with his choices. Whoever he chooses below, let me know. You can judge someone so easily by the way that they look. I think it's crazy. But in my head, as he does it, like I'm swiping left or right, and I'm a woman, so obviously I wouldn't date any of these people, but it's still interesting to see like who other people view as attractive and who you view as attractive could be totally different. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as they say. So we'll see who.
Well, first I would swipe right on her, but that being said, she's saying beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but there's certain kind of criteria that is just going to still play true. Honestly, like, even this whole like thing of like, oh, guys like curvy girls or something like that. A lot of these girls aren't curvy. They're just kind of completely, honestly, like just morbidly obese. Practically. So these girls will be like 100 pounds overweight, stuff like that. And there's just no kind of like dude who's some athletic dude who's going to be like into some girl who's 100 pounds overweight. It's just not kind of a thing. Now, as far as like guys don't really discriminate that much. If a girl is like, she's like fit and she has like a nice like hip to waist ratio and she has a symmetrical face and a nice smile and pretty eyes, whether they're brown, blue, green, whatever. Most guys aren't going to discriminate. They're going to be like, yeah, I mean, in general, the consensus is going to be that girl's hot, you know, kind of thing. So there is some variation, but it's not as wide as I think what Courtney is saying here.
He chooses. Oh. Really?
I would have swiped right on that girl, too. I would have swiped right, not left.
Okay, so we chose about half of them.
This is a little intimidating. I'm not gonna.
So that seems to play true. A lot of times half, like, especially when I was in Arizona, it seemed like when I was close to, like, ASU or, like, U of A, it seemed like about 50% I would, like, swipe right on. And again, this is, like, kind of rapid swiping. So that kind of played true. And I feel like kind of the lineup that they had was almost, like, kind of true for, like, what you see on the dating app. I don't know. That's just what I felt.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm about to get, like, the shit out of me, like.
If you would swipe left, which means no, on Anshul here, please leave.
Oh. That is brutal. Brutal. Which is crazy. It's just so interesting, like I said, to see how different people view each other. Like, he could be very attractive to one girl, and then another girl might think he's totally ugly. So that's something to keep in mind too when you're swiping. Just because a bunch of people turn you down doesn't mean there's people out there that don't think you're attractive. I know it can kind of feel discouraging, I imagine. I know my guy friends tell me they would get like 1 to 5 matches a day, which is just insane. I think it's so much easier for girls on dating apps than it is for guys. And actually, if you're a guy, you have a much better shot in person.
I mean, I'll agree and I'll disagree. So what she says about it's much easier for girls on dating apps, of course. I mean, they pretty much, and it actually ends up being a bad thing where it inflates kind of their ego because they think, oh, like, I'm so hot, like I got like thousands of matches. But pretty much every girl that's, I mean, even a 6 out of 10 and above or whatever is getting thousands of matches, like in a large metro. So, you know, it can kind of get crazy. I knew a girl that she was part of like some kind of a, you know, I don't know, she was kind of like a Tinder ambassador or something where they gave her unlimited swipes or something like that. And, you know, she was kind of bouncing between like Louisville and I know they say Louisville, but Louisville and like Indianapolis and maybe like up in Chicago and a few other places and stuff. And she had like 20,000 matches. So, again, it's just, and then, yeah, I've experienced the whole thing where it's just like you don't hardly get any matches and you're just like, okay, this is kind of ridiculous and everything. But I've seen certain statistics that say there's like 3 guys to every girl on these apps. So obviously they kind of have their pick, and then guys are just going to go ahead and swipe and then see if they match. And then at that point they can choose if they want to go forward or something and message them or do whatever.
He has 30 minutes to speed
Nice
date
to
and
meet you.
6 matches.
I'm Emily.
Anshul.
Anshul. Jasmine.
Anshul, nice to meet you.
Anshul.
It's like enchilada. Nice to meet you.
That's funny.
What's your name? Catherine.
I'm Gloria.
Gloria.
Yeah.
Anshul, nice to meet you.
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Anshul, nice to meet you.
Anshul.
What's
Kathy,
your name?
nice to meet
Kathy.
you.
Anshul, nice to meet you.
You know Anshul.
It's cool. So how's your weekend been? How have you been?
Good.
Very good. So I guess like first question, would you spend 3 hours on the moon or 3 months in Europe?
3 months in Europe.
3 months in Europe?
Yeah.
Really?
I like don't usually date, so I'm like, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome. Are you from LA or Huntington Beach area originally?
Yeah, I live kind of near USC. I'm a grad student there, so.
Ah, what are you interested in or trying to go towards?
Towards the arts. I actually haven't been with my family for a very long time.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so
Well,
this is like
okay.
totally out of my comfort zone.
Wow.
I don't do this. So
I feel very special, like thank you.
Yeah.
Like,
That's good. Do you play any sports?
I used to be a swimmer, yeah.
This is like when I was 12.
Hold up, you had a blog when you were 12.
Like the
That's
exact
insane.
I love Indian food. Sorry,
Yeah.
just putting that out there.
No, I do too. I love it.
You never know
What's
if they're
gonna
gonna like,
happen,
if they're gonna leave or if it's gonna stay, and that's like both are scary.
Yeah.
Before that happens.
Well, it was great meeting you.
Nice meeting you
Good
too.
seeing you. Awesome.
Those didn't sound like that great of conversations, to be honest. I know we just saw a little snippet, so we'll see who he chose. I'm having a hard time thinking of who he would even pick.
Thank
Cool,
you.
it was great
Nice to
meeting you.
meet you.
Have a good one.
You too.
How it going?
You too.
Have a good time.
You too.
Stressful dates, you know? Oh boy. Choose one person right now. That's hard. I mean, like, I feel like this is the part where the dating life goes into the real world, right? Like, how do you make that kind of decision? Hello again, hello. Nice to see you yet again.
Oh, figured. You know, I thought that their conversation was the most awkward one, and he chose her. You know why? Because she was the prettiest. I mean, again.
I mean, we don't know what was said because it was 30 minutes or whatever. The one girl with the blonde hair and the blue eyes, she was kind of acting like all kind of crazy, like, I don't usually date much, kind of doing that. So that date might have got kind of awkward and stuff like that. I don't know. I think this girl's, cute. It's not like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not like necessarily surprised that he chose her, but...
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but I thought that she was the most attractive one. It appears he did as well. She's like the most conventionally attractive, right? Dark hair, dark eyes, prominent features, nice smile. That is so funny. I would actually, like, if it was just based off of their conversations, I would say that she would have been the last choice. It was so awkward. Maybe we didn't see some of the better parts of the conversation. We'll just give the benefit of the doubt there.
Cool. So, I had a really great time talking to you. I love the chance if you'd like to see me again sometime. I'd love to take you on a date, maybe like next weekend. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
But you know what else? She's also very, like, quiet and soft-spoken, and I know that a lot of people like that too. I'm very quiet and soft-spoken, and I always get comments in my videos about how much people like that. That could have been very attractive to him as well. She also seems very feminine, which I know that a lot of men like. So it's interesting to watch the selection process when there's so many people in front of you, because normally with a dating app, there's a ton of people in front of you, but it's different when you see them in person physically, like all next to each other.
I'll send you some times. Let me get your number real quick. It's sort of fun. There you go.
Just to kind of follow up what she's saying, I mean, that's, I'd say that's partially kind of the submissiveness and like a woman not being like argumentative. Usually if a man perceives like a woman to be pleasant and she's not like a ball buster, abrasive, hard to get along with kind of thing, then, typically it seems like that she's going to be able to get on his program and they're going to be able to like, hang out and, it's not going to be some sort of argument the whole time.
It's strange. It's interesting to me that we do this all the time, and like I've definitely done this multiple times on my phone, but it's definitely weird when you're in person. You're like, oh, I have to do this to you right now. Definitely, I feel like it's so different from dating in real life or even dating generally. It generally takes a lot longer, a lot more talking, a lot more understanding, but this was like, oh, done in 5 seconds. That's so strange. So you can judge a whole person in 5 seconds.
He made a good point, and it is incredibly interesting how it's so different in life versus, online. I think online, a lot of times on dating apps, people won't even read your bio or look at anything. They will just look at the first photo you have on there, and if they like it or they don't, they'll swipe left or right, depending. And I know that it might sound shallow, and I hate that it's this way, but when you are online dating, or even when you're dating, initial attraction is incredibly important, and I think that's why it is crucial that you put your best foot forward and really show up for yourself. Of course, you don't want to pretend to be someone that you're not, but it is important to make a good first impression, because a first impression can be made in 5 seconds, and honestly even less than that on a dating app. So that is why if you're someone who is looking for success on a dating app, it's important to have good photos, a nice short little bio that, kind of says a little bit about you, but understand that sometimes people won't even look at your bio. It really is just based pretty much solely on looks, and that's true for probably most people on the dating app. I know guys...
Yeah, your lineup is so important, like on the dating apps. I mean, it goes so much, has to do with the pictures and stuff. But then also I've noticed women, they have like very, very, very tight criteria on the age ranges they'll search for. That becomes like another issue. So, it's very, very, whereas like if you went to like, let's say you were in some town and it was like maybe there was some college bar, or it was, whatever, it was some girl who was like 21 or 22, you might be able to walk up to that girl and start talking to her, and she's sort of entertained by this, and she doesn't really know how old you are, but then you might not have ever matched with someone like that, like necessarily in the app, because they'll just like, they set their criteria so close. I mean, we always kind of joke around about it. It's just like, oh, I want a trillionaire space cowboy with an 8-pack who lives 5 miles from me and is, a philanthropist. But anyway, it's kind of a joke. But yeah, it's very, very superficial, and it's very tight criteria for a lot of these girls. And 95% of them, there's issues, whether it's that they're overweight or they've got some other kind of thing going on, or they're promoting their Cash App, or they're promoting OnlyFans, or they're promoting their Instagram and stuff like that. So you're kind of like, you're basically searching for a needle in the sewer. At least in the haystack, you're not going to get that nasty, but might get a little itchy, but you're in the sewer. So tough thing on the dating apps. Pretty funny that they did this in real life.
Don't get as many matches, so you're probably looking more at their bio or things that they're interested in, or other things they have linked up. I know different dating apps have, different features and things like that, but women typically, they're going through so quick that they don't even sometimes look at your bio or other things about you. So something to consider. I know that it sucks that first impressions make such a big deal, but they really do, and it is important to make a good one if you want the success to come out of it. So that was a really interesting video. Again, it was just neat to see what we do on our phones so effortlessly put into a real life situation. So I'll definitely be checking out more videos from them. They have a very popular channel. Some of you guys recommended them to me to check out, so I will definitely do that in the future. Let me know what you guys thought down below. I would also love to hear some stories about your experience on dating apps. I'll probably do some more content about that going forward. As our lives become more online, so do our lives with online dating and social media. I actually know a good amount of people who have met their boyfriend or even their spouse on a dating app. I met my boyfriend on Tinder, so I've definitely been in that situation before. And first impressions do make a big deal, so it was interesting to see that here. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Courtney Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys on there as well. As always, thank you all so much.
Yeah, if you connect with a girl on the apps, as soon as you've kind of communicated a little bit, try to get her off the apps over to Instagram, Snapchat, or over to text. The reason why I like Snapchat or Instagram a little bit better is because over time they can kind of watch your stories, and if they're watching, obviously they're interested. If they didn't find you as a person of interest, they wouldn't be watching your stories. So you can kind of vet this over time and kind of play a little bit longer game with that. But also, if they're still over kind of on the apps, which obviously they might still have it installed and they might still be swiping on guys and stuff like that, it's a very, very big distraction. You need to kind of get them off of there so you don't kind of get lost in the mix. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel, and we will see you the next video. See you guys later.